and welcome to today's video. Today's video is another how-to, and it's a how-to with a little bit of a twist. I have a lot of you sending me suggestions on what to do for the how-to series, and trust me, I'm loving it. Whether it's with your fashion how-to, like I've done videos on how to style your shirt in multiple ways, cute outfit ideas for the monsoons. I've shot a lot of these videos which have turned out to be very helpful, and so many of you have left the sweetest, most generous comments ever. And this was one of the videos that some of you requested for, how to do your smoky eyes. Now, as you can see, I've not opted for a grey-black smoky eye. My smoky eye is usually a tone of brown. The reason is because I feel like something like this is really easy to wear from day to night. If you're someone who's stepping out and going to work, you don't want to go for like a day meeting or just a day at work with like black smoky eye. That might be a bit much if you are in a formal or a very office-ish setting. So what I've done today is gone for a really nice brown smoky eye, which is my go-to smoky eye style. I'm gonna walk you through the steps. I'm going to show you the products I've used, and I'm going to try and give you these hacks and tips that I usually do in the how-to series. Just try and make sure you guys can get the same look also. Don't forget to tag me if you recreate any of my looks, of course. And before we dive right into the video, a little reminder to please hit that subscribe button, because I want you guys coming back for a lot of videos. Because apart from beauty videos, I'm doing fashion videos, I do videos with my husband, and of course I have a weekly series of the tarot videos. So there's a lot happening on this channel with like 5 videos a week. Now, without making this intro any longer, let's dive right into this. So like I said, today's video is a really nice brown smoky eye. Something like this is great to take from desk to dinner, and typically you need about 3 really good shades of the same color to play with to get a really nice smoky eye look. Now, although I'm talking about browns today, you can do the same thing with 3 shades of grays, going from maybe black to a gray. You can do the same thing with reds, with blues, with greens. Basically, the idea should be that if you're playing with one color smoky eye like I am today, make sure you have at least 3 different shades of it, like light, medium, dark, something on those lines. The eyeshadow palette I've used for today's look is the Morphe 25A palette. You guys know that this palette has become my absolute go-to. I think I also use this palette in my drugstore versus high-end makeup tutorial. That one should be up by now, so I will add a link to it for you guys. The reason this palette has become my favorite is because I just feel like it has a plethora of colors to pick from, going from natural to evening, but at the same time you can make really nice day colors from here as well, because they have so many shades of browns. And then of course there are a few metallic shades as well, which is where my twist comes into play, because usually with smoky eyes people like to leave it all metallic or all matte. I've sort of changed it up by just keeping my inner corners slightly poppy, and the reason I'm doing that is because I feel when you have like a really nice well popped inner corner, it makes the eye look more glamorous. That is my mantra. If you don't agree, you can definitely just stick to an all matte look also. That would also look just as classy. Okay, so to dive right in, to begin with, I took a really nice dark shade of the brown from the Morphe palette and went into my crease line. Apart from going into my crease line, I also went a little below and a little above it. The reason I do that is because this is sort of like the definition of the smoky eye with the dark color. Don't be too hard on your eyes when you're using your brush. The brushes, by the way, that I'm using today are all from Zaful. I am planning to do a Zaful haul. If that is up by now, make sure you guys check it out. If not, come back and watch that one. Coming back to the smoky eye, it needs to be a really nice diffused tone over here. Then with the help of a different brush, a little tip I definitely want to give you for eyeshadow in general to look really good, not just smoky eyes, is make sure you swap your brushes for every single shade you use. So with a different brush, I took a slightly brickier tone of brown and filled out the part that was left over on my lid. Now, usually with these 2 shades, you can also just go in and blend, but I feel if you want like a really good pro look for your smoky eye, I think you need to take a 3rd tone for the blending. Now here, instead of just blending it in with it, what I chose to do was I blended it only on the outer and the upper corners. So my aim is to add more dimension to the look, to give it that smoky feel, and the corners you need to sort of look into are your outer corner and this upper corner of the crease as well. So I took a 3rd tone, which is the darkest of the 3, and I added some depth into the outermost corners as well as the top corner. Now what this does is that this adds obviously a 3rd shade in that adds a little more depth, a little more dimension to the look. Apart from that, when you look at it finally with your liner and your lashes done, you'll feel like this is more of like a 3D look as opposed to just a flat tone look. Of course, as a beginner, I have definitely made the mistake of just leaving one color on my entire eye and calling it a smoky eye look. But I feel like if you want to have like a professional look going for it, then you need to have at least 3 colors, and maybe more if you want to make it sort of more fun. But I don't want to complicate it here for you. So my simple mantra would be, and my simple mantra for myself also, is to make sure I usually almost always have at least 3 colors on my smoky eye. A couple of tips I'm just going to circle back and give you for this is, of course, like I've already mentioned, maintain different brushes for all your colors. Try and make sure your motions on the eyelid with the brushes are in sort of a circular motion or a feathered motion. Don't just dab because you will hurt your eyes, your skin you need to look after. I feel like stuff like that really needs to be looked into. Don't be afraid of using eyeshadow primer if you feel like pigments don't stay on your eyes. Like for me, I already had, like when I went over my foundation, I already had that sort of as a base under it, and my skin in general does really well with holding on to pigments. What I still tend to do ever so often is that once I finish my foundation and concealer, I pick up some of my MAC Fix Plus and spray it all over my face, and then I give my face like a break for like a minute and then get back to doing my makeup. This really helps as a primer for holding your makeup, just all of that in general. I think I've mentioned this before, going into the inner corners with a nice bright poppy metallic shade is completely your call. I took a goldish tone from the same 25A palette, but you can completely skip this step if you want. Now I know easier said than done, you guys, and smoky eyes are something that a lot of people find intimidating, but to be very honest, it is just practice that you need. I've been practicing for a very long time, and I think my love for makeup makes me sort of sit and practice different things every now and then. So maybe the next time you're going out for like a girls' night dinner or a date night, or even if you're just at home and have some time on hand, try these things out so that you don't have to experiment on yourself when you're about to go out, because if that time doesn't work out, you're going to be really disappointed. So try a little in advance, and once you get the hang of it, you'll start enjoying it and you'll want to do it all the time. I've become like an eyeshadow lover. I do not leave the house. If I have foundation on my face, I have to have eyeshadow on my face. I've just become like that over a period of time, which I wasn't before. Apart from that, I want to tell you, please make sure you always tightline your eyes, because that really is a great way to keep your eye well defined. I am someone who doesn't like going over my lower waterline with any kajal at all, but my upper waterline is always tight line. It's a habit I've recently finally gotten into after a long time of somehow forgetting or procrastinating over that. The shade I'm wearing today for the black definition on my upper waterline is Cat's Meow, which is a kajal from MAC. If you're blessed with really good lashes, you are very lucky, because all you need to do is go ahead and dash up on that mascara. But for someone like me who is not so happy with her natural lashes, I like to go in with falsies. The falsies I'm wearing today are from PAC in the number 59. Of course, I have done a detailed how to wear your false lashes video for you guys, so please make sure you check that out. Last but not the least, please do make sure you highlight your brow bone. I feel like that's something that we all tend to forget every now and then, and that's another habit I know I'm definitely working on. I used a shade on the lines of a banana hue on my brow bone, which does really well to sort of give it that matte but highlighting look, after which I went over and used the same highlighter that I used on my face on my brow bone as well. It's a really nice gold and bronze mix from the Profusion palette, and of course this look would not be the same without the eyeliner and the brows and the lashes pulling it all together. So make sure that after you're done with your eyeshadow, you still pay attention to these other elements, which will finally make your look as one. I hope that I've really been able to help you guys with today's video. If you have any specific thoughts, feedback, suggestions, ideas, video requests, please let me know down below in the comment section. Hit like, and as I always keep reminding you guys, hit that subscribe button, because I want to work on growing the subscriber fam, and I want you coming back for lots more. I'm gonna go now. See you in the next video. I love you guys. Mwah.